thing. I either get totally wrapped up in my business or I'm in housework. It made me wonder how many of you struggle with ADHD problems in your business and don't understand their ADHD problems. Work life balance is the first thing to go whenever you're an ADHD entrepreneur. You have a tendency, if you haven't realized this, you do. If you are an if you have ADHD, we are more likely to fall into the all or nothing philosophy or the all or nothing mentality than anybody else, because the way that we experience time is it's either now or it's never. So whenever it comes to managing task, it's either now or it's never. And so whenever you are managing things for your business, it's all business because business is now. And then later is whatever. And you, as long as you're in business, you stay in business because like now I'm in business. So let me just keep trugging along in business. Now, this is the I'm going to say the default way that we operate. It doesn't have to be that way, but it takes an intentional breaking of your limiting beliefs and confidence to believe that you could operate in a different way. And that's what I told my friend, was that just because that is what you are likely to do, as I've said before, ADHD is not an excuse, it's a roadmap. It is going to help you understand where the obstacles you're going to face are likely to be. It's not the same for everybody, as the answers and solutions aren't always going to be the same. But if you understand that you are more likely to experience collapses in time, more likely to have time blindness, more likely to experience all or nothing thinking, then you can understand how to strategize to be more equipped to handle those things. And so she asked, well, how do I break my limiting? This is what I do. It is what I coach people on, is breaking their limiting beliefs so they can be confident enough to take their business, either launch it or scale it to the next level. And so I could have talked for hours on this one topic, but I try to keep it pretty simple. I gave her three things. So the first thing that you can do to try to break a limiting belief is to plant a seed of doubt in it. Like if you can find evidence that the limiting belief is any way not true, the belief starts to be, it loses its power. So if the belief is like, I always am either all business or all, what was she doing? She was either all business or all taking care of the house mode. And if you can say, well, that's not always true. There was a time whenever I was in the middle of a meet, or I finished a meeting and I immediately went and I fixed this one thing that needed to be done for the house, and then I returned back to work. That's evidence. Or sorry, that's doubt that you can prove that that's not always true. So that the second thing that you can do is provide evidence of the new belief that you want in place of that belief. So instead of I'm all or nothing, it's either all business or all relationship or all, home fixing life, whatever, and replace it with the new belief. Like I'm a balanced person um, who can spend appropriate amounts of time in the different things that I need to be spending time on. And then you look for evidence of that. Well, um, here's how I do it. Each day I spend at least a little bit of time checking in with all the domains of my life. I do something for my body, I do something for my business, I do something for my relationships, and I do something for my spiritual self, for my relationship with God. So that is how I am able to um damn. Oh, the third one I gave her is I stack. So I actively face the, like, take emotional triggers of like the limiting, because the limiting beliefs lead to big emotions, because the things that you believe that you cannot do or that you always do, that you're always going to mess up, those are going to lead to feeling disappointed, feeling sad, feeling hurt. And when you have those feelings, instead of just accepting them and deciding that you're just hurt and disappointed, if you're able to take those emotions and process them and see what the story behind those emotions are, and if it's a story that you want to reinforce, And if it's not, how you start to break that story down. That's what I do in stacking. So those are three different things that you can do. Is one, plant a seed of doubt. Two, find evidence of the new story you are, the new belief you want to reinforce. And then three, you can stack or process your emotions and your stories in an active way. So then you get past those limiting stories. All of it takes time, and doing it by yourself is hard. So that's why that's what coaching is for. Coaching is providing those strategies and then holding your hand through them, so you're held accountable, but also you have help. That is literally what I want to spend all of my days doing for people, is helping them work through those processes and not having to feel alone doing it, because it is very hard by yourself. But that is it for today. And a big part of all of that is having confidence. I am trying to help provide confidence to ADHD entrepreneurs. So that's why I have my free confidence boosting checklist that is available right now at realcoachbruce.com. Totally free. Would love for you to have it. And it kind of outlines some of what I just shared and helps you to interact a few strategies, or to take on a few new strategies to help build your confidence, so you are not being owned by your ADHD as you're trying to launch the next level of your business. Have a great afternoon.